Welcome back to Belonging Songs, your weekly podcast that brings you a brand new original song each episode, then talks about the themes of that song and the writing and recording processes that went into making it. I'm your host, Wade Dana. With me, as always, my good friends Brad Maurer.
How you doing?
And Patrick Crane.
Glad you're back.
Glad I'm back or the listeners are back?
More the listeners than you.
Because you guys are at my house.
Yeah.
So
I'm kind of getting sick of your shit.
Glad you guys are back.
Glad to be back.
Good. Yeah. I hate to ask because this segment always goes over so great, but what you guys been up to?
What have we been doing?
Yeah.
So I got to tell you, it was a 2-hour drive to your house because I was behind a flaming fuel tanker on the highway.
Mobile? It was
Mobile.
moving? It was moving.
It was moving
Till it
slowly,
wasn't.
and it was
It was
charred.
on. Oh,
yeah.
I thought it was like on the side.
No. It had 2 tires blown out, charred along the side, and had a fire engine following it.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
So some fire department somewhere was like,
It's probably fine.
we can get her home.
Yeah.
We can get her.
Right?
Yeah.
Turn on your hazards.
Yeah, we can get her. We can get her there.
It's just a tanker full of fuel. It's probably,
Yeah.
No big deal.
If it blows, it blows.
Yeah.
But I mean, we
no
can
big.
get there. Yeah.
No big.
Maybe we could just drive to Lake Michigan.
All right. Well, glad to have you guys back. This week we have one of Brad's songs. Brand new song. He's got 2 in a row now.
Under 2 weeks old
Yeah.
at this point.
Birth
in time.
and babies.
Yep.
Birth and babies. Now I'm good for what, 4 or 5 years?
Yeah, you're off the hook. Now
Yeah,
it's on
I
me.
think we'll be in good shape here.
Because we're 9, 10 episodes, somewhere in there.
We're gonna get a Patrick.
Yeah, we'll get one.
coming. Something's coming.
I can feel it.
For some reason, I can feel it. Good drunk deer.
All right.
Anyway,
let's go.
sorry.
So this song is called "Keep Her in the Ether." Brad, you wanted to say a couple things about this before we got going.
I just, the version we're listening to isn't 100% done. Okay. Sometimes you write a song, you get excited. As many times as I've listened to it, which is a shitload, I don't know what else kind of to do. So this is actually something where I kind of want to
So
hear.
you're stuck.
It's all the way through. It's done. It's layered up. I just want a little feedback for finishing.
Okay.
That's where it's at. So like the guitar solos and stuff you're going to hear, I didn't spend too much time on because that's like the last thing I typically do.
You know, I've been doing guitar solos
I know,
lately,
all about,
so
yeah.
if you want me to come over and
It's
help you out.
if there's actually one on here, the first one that I did and I love that I tried for like an hour to duplicate last night. Can't fucking do it.
But you got it once, right?
I got it once.
All right, that's all
Do
you
we
got.
even need to listen
yeah.
to a song? I don't like it.
Yeah.
Like,
so
Brad, I don't know. So,
yeah, here's an open invitation to pick me apart, Patrick. Okay, so kind of a different theme. Again, it's about something really specific that I won't tell you about till you guys tell me what
it's a
you
little
guys think.
derivative.
A little bit. Is it about Hawaii?
No.
5-0.
No, it's about huff and rags.
Gold spray paint rags.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's give her a listen. Keep Her in the Ether.
Don't take her home where it's safe. swear. I'll only get what you give. So give everything to me, then I'll be sure you are spared. Keep her in the dark, so I can see her features. Don't follow the signs, just let me be the leader. This will take a new time. When it's over you can see her. Right now she's mine. I'm gonna keep her in the ether. Keep her in the dark, so I can see her features. Don't follow the signs, just let me be the leader. This will take a new time. When it's over you can see her. Right now she's mine. I'm gonna keep her in the ether. Go home where it's safe. I've got everything I need. To their minds I go. Into their minds I go.
Dude,
It got shortened out.
did it?
Yeah,
From the bounce, you think?
musta. But the end obviously isn't quite there anyway.
No, it's gone.
Yeah, vanished. Anyway,
This song's got a fucking awesome beat.
Yeah, it does have an
I
awesome
love
beat.
that beat.
Like, I was grooving to this
And
song.
in fact, I wrote it needs more of a bass groove to support the beat
Yeah, yeah.
and the keys. It needs to be bass centric with that
So
groove.
is that the real machines on the...
Can't tell you. I can't tell you what specifically it is. No, yeah,
that
it
was
is.
that was great.
The beat's pretty sweet, and the fills are pretty sweet. I think.
I love the intro to this song.
Yeah, me too.
The guitars,
Like how it just
kicks.
comes in swinging.
Yeah, that's that. I did that. Yeah, I wanted to do that. I never do that.
I really enjoyed that. And your solo, the second solo, that
Yeah.
the one you were trying to get again.
No, the first one.
I like the second one.
Oh, see, I'm the opposite.
Really?
I like the first one. I think the first one's perfect. I actually wrote, actually really like this first solo.
Yeah.
The second one, I think the tone's exactly right. Something felt a little bit
Yeah.
undeveloped about it to me.
The second one's a little loose. First take.
I like that second one. I think the first one, I think it's solo too soon is what I wrote down.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
I wanted more of the story.
song.
Yeah.
And admittedly, like as I was developing it, I just did that as a space fill because it's the chorus chords and progression, but in a different pattern.
Yeah.
It's the chorus part, but it's
Barracuda.
Yeah, it's Barracuda. and so I was like, I don't want to sing the chorus over something that's different than the chorus. So I was like, I'll just play guitar over it.
I wouldn't
So I
mind
might come up with something
trying
else.
to come up with a
lyrics
more words there
for that. Oh, I could try that. Yeah.
Just to try. I mean, you're coming into this saying you're kind of looking for input to finish
This song, specifically, I am. Yeah.
And I just felt like that solo came in too soon. I didn't feel like I was ready for it there. Patrick really liked the solo.
It was short.
Yeah.
I made it short on purpose, but the second one seemed really long. But I really liked once I got like that guitar tone.
Yeah,
I was like, this is pretty sweet. So I played it.
Dude, the instrumentation on this song is done.
I think so.
It sounds awesome.
I love the keyboards. I really do. It's just enough.
Besides maybe like more of a funky bass.
I think the bass needs to come through.
I didn't want the bass to swallow up anything else. Mm-hmm. So like I did pick it up in that first guitar solo part. I picked it up a little bit, and then I played it different the second time. The first, it comes in kind of whole notes, and then I did the and then I kind of just added accents to the second time I played it. I tweaked it a little bit, but I didn't expand from the root notes.
You need to be careful with it because I think it could get too funky for the dark nature of the song.
And quite honest, I did when I was messing with it. And you know how when you're doing bass lines, like you mess up a bunch, and I started just slapping the bass.
It'd be easy to get. It'd be easy to get funky.
For a while, I was just like, and I'm like, no, that can't go. But I did turn the tone up, which was a recommendation from you because you've said you had a hard time mixing before. So I turned the tone up a little bit and I played around, but
it doesn't pop enough.
No, okay. Like it's there. I kept it out of the beginning on purpose, and then it comes in late. But
I think all the elements you have musically are great.
You like them?
Yep.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah,
my favorite thing.
All the ingredients.
My favorite part is like that short note when that guitar part ends. It's like, wow.
Yep.
And I found a sweet ass keyboard part that's like, and I was like, oh, that's perfect. Like, so like you can hear it in there. It's like, I was like, oh man, that's the perfect note.
Yeah, I say just keep playing around. Like you said, you wanted to work on the solos a little more. Flesh them out better.
What about the ending? Because the ending was really late. Actually, actually last night. It was empty for a while, and I was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna bring it back to the beginning."
You talking this part I starred?
No, the very end. Yeah,
too tough to tell because it abruptly ended when we bounced
it. Yeah, but that was mainly a ring out now.
Okay,
so like Into Their Minds I Go, we listened to on this listen, and then it's basically a ring out from there. So we didn't miss a lot. We missed like 5 seconds.
I'm good with that then.
Yeah,
I've got no problem with the ending.
It was a little bit weird because it comes in really quick on the heels of that. And I was debating whether or not I should put space there, like another something.
You did
like a measure.
Something sort of related to that. Right after the first verse, you let the reverb and the note ring into the verse that I really liked. That perked my ears up.
Okay.
That was a really nice transition.
I kind of want to do something like that at the end.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I just didn't really, I kind of ran out of time before today, and I wanted you guys to hear it, and I knew we were meeting, so I was like, I want to kind of finish this thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I want to do something else there.
This is another winner.
Is it?
I think so. Lyrically, I don't know if it's as strong as We Made a Mistake or Alarm.
Whatever it's going to be called. I'm going to call it We Made an Alarm.
But it's strong. It's
where did it take you?
So maybe my mind's just a little dark.
It can be.
I'm interested in this because I may have. Let's see what you got.
So I thought this was about somebody taking advantage of somebody else and lying to them and saying I'm safe. And this lyrically, it took me to a really dark place. But that being said, I think I've talked about this on the show before. Some of my favorite song compositions are dark lyrics with high energy music.
And I thought about you when I was writing this song because I was like, it's really, it's not happy. It's still a little melancholic sounding, but it's not like slow and And I was like, it kind of might work with what Patrick was saying.
It perked me up a little bit.
I get like vibes of like somebody having an emotional affair in their mind, or like this lusting after somebody, but not necessarily acting on it, but hiding those feelings away. Like,
so you were thinking of me when you wrote this song, Brad?
Yeah, we have had an emotional affair for quite some time. I told you it's about something really specific again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I kind of alluded to that last time we talked about stuff. Is it was another thing I heard on the radio, and it was about $134,000 phone scam. And it was about this guy called a older girl. She was like getting ready to retire, and he had her on the phone, and he explains to her how he's with the FBI and all the crap. And you're like while you're listening to this story, you're like, what is this chick crazy, you know? But she had just like a whole bunch of traumatic stuff just happened in her life that brought her down, made her really vulnerable. And so she ended up staying on the phone with him for like 3 days, going and getting a hotel room and not going home, because he's like, if you can't go home, you can't discuss things with your husband, you need to go get a hotel room. This is the FBI, remember?
Totally scammed.
Yeah, and so he goes, and she finally does make it home, and she talks to her husband into signing over their retirement, and like they give their retirement to this guy, and their whole life savings was gone.
Yeah,
over this kind of crap,
and
like
this stuff happens all the time. I remember like being over at my grandparents' house when they were ailing in their older age, and like their phone would constantly be ringing with people just trying to scam them out of money.
And what it is,
and they're writing checks like, "Oh, it's the fire department."
What it is
no,
like they part of like the second half, like they did this kind of story. It was a really long story, and then they delved into the psychology of why. And it's as you get older, why do they tax seniors? Well, because seniors are lonely. Seniors don't talk to people.
Right.
Seniors trust that there's new technology and that they don't understand everything that's going on currently, so they just accept things and they give you money. It's like, okay, that's kind of a deal.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But that's basically what it was about. And if you look at it now, it's pretty literal. And the way they describe it is like the people that research these phone scams, you know, what they discuss is the reason she couldn't go home and the reason she couldn't talk to her husband or call any of her friends is they describe it as keeping her in the ether. You have to keep the person you're talking to in this aura
away
of
from
fear.
people that can
you
talk
have to,
reason to
exactly.
them.
You have to keep them away from people that
It's
are
like
gonna
us keeping you away from computers and shit.
right.
It's
we can
another
do that.
goddamn forensic file song.
Yeah, that is really close to what this one is. Like I have other songs that are similar in vein to this.
It's funny. Well, phone scams are big business. You ever listen to the time suck on the India phone scams?
I did.
Hail Nimrod.
Yeah. Hail Nimrod.
But yeah, I mean, people make big business out of scamming other people out of money.
And this started off as like, you know, hey, we know that you probably are going to hang up on the person that calls you. So why do they call you? Because every once in a while they find a nut,
hook somebody,
and it's $100,000 nut.
That's why it's called phishing.
Yeah, exactly. It's they do it, and they do it over and over again, and it's a playing of the odds. And so I thought that was really good content. When you know that context, you know.
Patrick got it right. That's basically what
basically
you thought it was.
the deception, right?
Yeah.
Is what you had,
and he's
you kind of
so.
But yours was pretty close. I mean, like an emotional affair. It's kind of the same thing.
And I like that. This song works both ways, and
it does.
Exactly.
It's vague,
because you can interpret it to be almost like on the far end of terrifying, like it's somebody abducting somebody.
Yeah, yeah.
It's definitely has that aura of I am taking advantage of you, and I'm in control. And I think that's what.
And there is like a sinister aspect to the music.
Yeah,
too.
I was gonna ask. That's what I was
like,
just gonna ask. I was like, do you guys think that the music sounds
dangerous.
is appropriate?
There's
because I wanted it to be.
Yeah,
and
I love the instrumentation.
There's no way it's daylight music.
Yeah,
it's nighttime music, and it's rainy.
Yeah,
neon lights.
Yep.
Rain.
Right.
Like, sketchy shit.
It like I had it all done. I had it all mapped, I would say. And like the very last thing, I was actually sitting there, like it was playing through the speakers in my room, and I was talking to my wife. She was sitting in the chair in the room, and I was playing my guitar. And all of a sudden I did that while I was listening to the song, and I was like, you got to get out of here. like, this is going in. I need to put this in right now.
There is a song on the end of like, and this is going to be super weird and sound like it's just random, but I think there's a song on the end of Sufjan Stevens' Illinois album that's like instrumental and totally
sounds
a departure from like
the rest of it.
Yeah, but it's got this really strong groove, and it reminds me of this a lot. And
the drums, you know, I had the idea, but the drums on this song, when I was like playing with those beats, was like, okay, like that'll fit into this. took me a couple hours that day to go through and find the good beat and the good sounds and all that. And once I found them, the song came out quickly.
Okay, now I do have comments about the words and the way they're sung. I think especially this big area here towards the end, which is kind of like your bridge area, right?
It's kind of the chorus.
Right here,
I would call that the chorus, yeah.
Keeper in the Dark. I think that needs to be different. It sounds too much the same as the other stuff.
I think
like you need to switch it up.
And it did with the instrumentation too until I added a bunch of guitars to it, which I think it makes it better. But I agree, and that's the feedback I wanted because it's the same.
Like it needs a different cadence. It needs to be sung differently than the rest of the song.
Well, and it's also like the same harmonies are there.
Yeah, you got to figure out something new.
Which kills the accents on these early verses because the harmonies are the same. So I added like oohs and ahs and shit, which made it a lot better. But I don't have. That's what I was actually hoping somebody was going to talk about. I don't know if I'm in love with
the way a lot of this first part is singing. There's like a lot of room in between a lot of the words.
I kind of wanted it that way,
I don't know if I
though.
love that. I want to listen to it again.
Yeah. I wanted it that way just to make it a little creepy.
It might help to like keep this for sure, but maybe do like a whole nother version of the vocals and try to do it differently. Then maybe see if you can mix them up a bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or see if you get new ideas.
I could try that.
I also, this might sound a little cheesy, but I also thought this first verse in particular might be a good opportunity for some post-production effects on your vocals. Like maybe something where you sound a little more...
like a lizard.
Like a lizard or a chicken, if we could do some chicken effects. Yeah. But something where you sound a little more distant or underwater, like that guy on the other end of the phone.
Right.
Or a ways away.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
That's a good concept. Or even if it was a second one of the second vocals had it, like a flange or something.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
But I agree with you on the, I would call it the chorus
especially
part.
that area.
Yeah.
I think that needs to be changed. Not the words necessarily, but just the way it's sung, just to differentiate it from the rest of the song. I think it got too samey.
I struggled with it, and so where did I go when I struggled with it was to the place I know the best, and I did the same shit.
And you wrote it in a goddamn day, so
right.
yeah.
No, this well, yeah, I did write it in a day.
Goddamn day.
It was a day.
Yeah.
And then I went and tweaked.
Yeah.
But it didn't come alive until a couple days later.
So, yeah, I would like you to go through, like I said, and just
try the lyrics.
Maybe a whole different version. That doesn't mean you have to get rid of these
ones. One thing that
but maybe something will pop out.
The only other thing that bugs me that I really like is the way that you said the instrumentation's done, but like behind the second solo, there's a part I really like going on. Like
so it's getting hidden.
I totally change it. It's a totally different part. And it was really fun to play, and it sounds really cool, but I'm playing this, lack of a better term, ripping guitar solo over it, and I like it, and it seems like it gets lost.
Maybe you need like a break in the song, breakdown.
But I wasn't sure what to do else, other than just play a guitar over it, because that's primarily what I do, is play the guitar. But if you listen to it again, you'll hear it's not the same chords. It's a totally different part. It was originally going to be like a different part completely, but I didn't have anything to put there. Okay. So I was trying to figure that out. If you listen to it, throw a note there. Other than that, like, it was a really fun song to write, and it was a really fun song to play.
I had mentioned wanting more lyrics towards the beginning. Maybe that's an opportunity to take that part and insert it somewhere up here in the beginning of
that's a good idea.
The top of the song as another alternate verse or something,
potentially. Yeah, I mean, it's
or
really
even a bridge.
It's kind of like it's a bridge. It was written in as a bridge, but
then you soloed over it.
Yeah, because I was like, I don't know what to do over that
guitar,
and I didn't really, and it actually wasn't cleaned up until recently. Like I had that solo over it, and I had a kind of some other muddier guitars behind it, and then I went through the other day and kind of pulled some things out and cleaned them up.
It sounds to me like you're very much still in the process of figuring
it is, yeah, which is why I wanted your notes on it, because I could go 1,000 different directions.
I almost foresee us doing another revisit like this before I even get a hold of it to mix it.
I think so, possibly.
Yeah, I think so.
Just to make sure, because right now, if you were to ask the question, Is it done?
Is it done?
It's not done.
Yeah.
I would tell you it's not done, but I really wanted you to hear it, and I wanted some feedback on
Okay.
it.
So here's the thing, though. When you were first talking to us about this song before we came into the studio, the way you were talking about it, I thought you didn't have much. And it was just like a couple ideas.
No, there's a lot there.
There's a lot here.
Yeah, there's a lot there. It's just when it's done, you want it to be
Done.
Yeah.
the thing.
You also had commented, "Oh, I don't know if you guys like this one as much," but I was grooving to this song,
Yeah.
like head
Yeah.
bobbing the
Yeah.
whole time.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it's on the right track.
Good.
Yeah, I say we leave it there for right now. You keep working on this. Let's do another session like this before I even get a hold of it.
I'm with it.
All right. Well, that does it for right now. Yeah. We're going to go ahead and do that. So, BSers, stand by. Set course. To the future. Oh, excuse me. Pardon me, coming through. Hi, everybody. This is Future Wade. I'm interrupting this episode because at this point in our session, we had quit recording, but then continued to talk about the song, and some good points were made. So we started recording again, and I'm going to insert those few things here before we blast off to the future to listen to the first round of song revisions. So please continue.
Are we going?
Yeah.
All right. So after a second listen, I think one thing you could really look at doing is making a bridge where the tempo moves up and you have a bigger sense of urgency from the con artist.
I like that idea.
And that would serve as your bridge, but it also helped tell the story before he gives up and moves on to the next person.
And I'm not sure
Where?
I
you're
think-
gonna have to decide that.
Yeah.
We're deciding it right now.
But I think it's before the last verse, because the whole idea is that he moves on after investing all this time.
Oh,
I agree.
yeah, and you asked where, and like we had said earlier, like I think this song might need an extra part or two, and maybe that's where. Like you're gonna have to figure that out.
Yeah, and
because this song sucks,
and I don't want to
So
give
gotta
you
figure it out.
any ideas, but I think starting the up tempo point with a line like "Don't go away now" or "Don't leave me," something like that.
Oh,
Well,
when it comes in, yeah, hang on a minute. Don't.
Yeah.
Well, I think a build-up would probably.
I know you're getting
be-
scared.
Yep.
Something like that.
Would be appropriate, like right before a ripping solo.
Yeah. And God knows this song has a ripping solo.
It's got multiples.
I wanted multiples, kind of. I think.
Yeah. What did we multiple? What did we say earlier? Something about dual fact.
Dual facts.
Song's got.
That's just
Yeah,
a dual
dual
fact.
facts.
yeah. That's
dual
just a dual fact. This song has multiple ripping solos.
That's right. 2 times.
And I had mentioned before we started rolling again that I'm not sure that the song even needs the very last part, that end where it slows down.
And that was my biggest struggle for the whole thing, because it was ending it.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I did here on the version we listened to is it's over. She's in the ether now. He's got all her money, right? And so now he's okay. Go home where it's safe. I'm done with you. I've got everything I need.
I like
and to
leaving
their
it
minds I
on
go.
that on that high, heart still beating like a pulled off the scan type of thing.
Okay, I kind of do too. Like I said, I just ended it because it was already there.
Maybe try a couple versions where you've got some chords that ring out after that second solo there, and see how you like it.
I like that idea.
Cool. All right. For the second time, for me, for Brad, for Patrick, we'll see you listeners back here right after this. Set course. To the future!
Did I beat the shit out of you for this song? I'm looking at my notes. It doesn't look like I was nice to you. And I liked this song.
You said what you needed to say.
Yeah.
You're gonna like it. You'll like it. I changed some stuff earlier on, but
Who the
it's
fuck am I? Some
you're
bitch.
like Gene fucking Siskel.
I know.
Never made a movie.
Jesus
You
Christ.
know? Listen, Siskel.
God.
No, it's good. You made the song better. I'll tell you that later. I'll tell you that on for the record.
Oh. It's a lot of responsibility.
Delete me.
That might have been my face that time.
That was Brad.
Okay, we're back. Brad has reworked this song a bit.
I have.
Brad, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you have done?
Basically, I walked away with the notes that everybody just heard.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick giving me a pummeling. But he made the song better with his critiques. I went through and I didn't do everything that, he was suggested, but the parts that bugged me that I knew going into the first listen, I totally stripped down and repaired. And I'll admit, like, I didn't want to do any of it just because I had a lot of time invested in recording it, and I had to go back and basically take a lot of stuff, just remove it completely and restructure everything and all of that.
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, no. But I did that.
Songwriter.
So I did that, and I pulled it down, and
Okay.
helping it, we'll get technical later on it, but helping it was converting, like, the drums to MIDI.
Yeah.
Which makes
So
the
you can move
time,
around
the
a lot
time
easier.
saving. Yeah. So I would pull parts around and...
Now that I've played with addictive drums a little bit,
sweet.
it's amazing.
It's
the
been a
shit.
game changer
Yeah.
for
Now
for
I
our
know what you're
music
talking
production.
about.
Yeah, it's serious. It's serious
XLN
stuff.
audio, addictive drums.
If you don't have a drummer,
Or when you don't have a drummer.
that's the only drummer. Yep. But anyway, so this was before that a little bit, and it was a little hard. And recently, actually this morning, I just went through and kind of revamped the drums and retweaked everything. And
So what parts specifically did you address?
mostly the end.
Okay.
So I think everybody was a little bothered by the way it was ending, including myself. And I came in here asking for help on how to end it. And I think I got there.
I think my comment had been like, I could just do without that the
Yeah.
ending that you had.
Yep.
Maybe end it more on a
and
a
I
higher
took
note.
that advice, and you'll hear that. You'll notice through the last chorus, part of the bigger, making it bigger is the same guitar which you mentioned liking the tone of.
Yeah.
I brought it back in
Okay.
for that, so you'll hear that too.
Well,
Let's hear
we
this
should
thing.
listen to this.
Is it
And
muted?
I should have had it
I hope it's
ready
muted.
to
God damn, I hope it's muted.
listen to, but I didn't. So let's give it a listen. In 5. 4. Ooh, cool ending.
Yeah,
I like that.
Super cool ending.
Better ending?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
for sure.
That was the main thing, because remember last time I went back down to like the verse,
Yep.
and I hated it, and I wanted to end it abruptly because it's a scam.
It's great because it's like a phone hanging up.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just done.
Exactly.
I like it.
I was intentionally going for that. It happened by accident. Like the beat just ended there, and I was like, "Ooh, I should just da-da-da-da-da."
Right?
And so I did it with the bass one time, because that was the other thing I forgot I changed. Is I think you made a note about the bass not being driving enough.
Yep.
And so I totally redid the bass line, which added a couple of those little jump noters in there and things like that. So
And you reworked some drum stuff on here.
I absolutely
For
did.
sure.
Yeah.
I can tell.
I did all that this morning. Yep.
And did you add a lot of background vocals?
No, I
Those
changed.
are in
I affected them.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, it just added some reverbs and blended them together a little bit better.
I can tell. I mean, this sounds closer to a mix than the previous things you
Right.
brought.
It's
like,
because I touched it this morning, and yeah,
The harmonies come out really, really well in the chorus.
Yeah.
Really well. And you repeating the chorus is new too, right? If I
Yes.
remember.
Yeah.
I like
and
that.
I like that.
it was there the first time, like once around, last time in the original,
Right.
And I added it, singing it. I tried to sing it in an angry way.
Mhm.
You know, I channeled some frustration, and
Is that why
that's how
you were staring at
that's
me?
how it ended. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you
Grinding my
redo that
teeth.
second solo?
No.
That's the same. I noticed a couple dropouts that worked really well too.
Yeah.
Going into the second verse after that first solo,
I
it seemed
tuned
like
those.
you added a little.
Well, I
like,
tuned those fills up. Like the drums before would do like the.
It kind of does a
and then
nice
I
drop
just
down.
Killed it. Yeah.
And then in the middle of that verse, you have a nice break, which was really effective.
Yeah.
Was that new? I can't remember. It's been a while since I've.
Well, like I
listened to
said, I think there was other little sounds there, and I just got rid of everything and made
yeah,
it total
I like,
silence.
I like that. It gives it a little more.
There's a little bit of
dynamics.
reverb.
This
movement.
song, like from the get go, I just picture like a dark,
Yep.
kind of rainy street
Yep.
with traffic lights reflected
And
in
a phone booth.
Yeah.
This guy's calling from a phone booth.
So we'll have to. That's the lyric.
It has a
video.
very
Yeah.
strong aesthetic
Yeah.
visually.
I
right off
think
the bat.
that hopefully that says something about the lyric writing. Then, like, if you got a specific image, hopefully that's effective. And I don't know what I imagine, but
my note on the first solo is cop show solo.
Let's talk guitar solos for a second, because Wade and I obviously have different guitar solo styles, and sometimes I think I might get a little too like Steve Vai or something. This song especially, because like, it's fun to do, so I just got to keep doing it.
Hey, but the song has that aesthetic, so it works.
I think it fit
in context.
Yeah. I wouldn't put it. If I wouldn't have left it, a lot of times, like, I've done it a lot.
Like, there's a detective on this case or something. That's when he comes in.
Andy Sipowicz.
And gives the turn to the camera, and his name comes up.
Tweet us at Cop Solo.
Right. Cop Solos.
What's interesting is the first time we heard this, I made a comment that the second solo needed work. Whatever you did with the drums, I totally flipped. Now I really like the solo.
Sorry to interrupt you. All I did was just add accents.
Yeah.
Like, I just went through and just
did see Patrick shaking his head during that.
A little tom stuff and some cymbals, and I didn't do anything with the guitar, not one thing.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's night and day, affecting a part of the song I didn't like, and now it works, and I don't want it to go away.
Cool.
The other thing I like, not to give too much information away, but the song you and I have been working on, this sounds like it's from the same album. They pair very well in mood and vibe and arrangement. So
yeah, and I think it's because they were close chronologically in time. Like this song, I mentioned it earlier. It was quick. Like I did it one Sunday. Mm-hmm. Most of it was done, and then through the one Patrick's referring to, I dove deep into production.
Yeah,
and
we're going to talk about that.
So revisiting this song after doing all of that is probably why you said what you said.
Yeah, I think you're starting to dive into that production side of things.
I cleaned it all up, and I listened for nuances, and I fixed them. And,
and it's starting to show. One thing I just wish that we had access to was a girl that could sing like Dark Side of the Moon style over like the chorus of this. I think that would be pretty killer on a song like this.
So if you're out there,
especially for the second one, somebody, one of the 8 people that are listening, if you know somebody, feel free to just do it. Just take liberty, send it in, do it.
So this song, I'm excited now to get a hold of this to mix it. So this episode's not done. You're going to hand me over this song unless there's anything. I think it's ready to mix.
My goal, back to what we were just talking about, my goal is to one day do that and give it to you, and you go, I got
done.
Nothing. Yeah. That's
and we'll get you there for sure. So, so we are going to do that. We're going to get in our time machine and head to the future.
And if your name's Cop Solo, send us a message. We'll send you 10 CDs.
It's not until the next Star Wars.
Set course.
To the future!
Okay, here we are in the future.
It smells the same.
It smells kind of
really
like
similar.
roast.
Looks really similar.
Yeah, the future's kind of boring.
Yeah. Still driving a Dodge Stratus.
Is it black? Black Dodge.
Yeah, black Dodge.
Black Dodge
all
Ram.
black Dodge Ram.
Okay, so last time we visited this song, Brad had done some revisions on it, especially the end. And at that point, we were ready for a mix, right?
Yeah. I think we all decided it was ready to roll.
So one thing about this, you and I kind of did a rough mix on this together one night. Mm-hmm. And I remember there was a little confusion over the drums. Do you recall this?
No.
So we were sitting here, probably because we were having a little bit of whiskey. We were listening to the demo and then listening to the version of the session that you brought over to do the rough mix on, and you had commented on like, oh, the drums just aren't hitting the same. And you had a playlist in Pro Tools of different drum versions. Uh-huh. And the one that you picked and settled on, you're like, I think this is the one. So I mixed the song around this one and had a lot of problems because there was these weird noises, the flexi channels
Yeah,
and
the
addictive
claps
drums.
and the.
There was like snaps.
I
and
thought I
clap.
took. Did
was like-
Did I not decide on the one that didn't have those?
No, you decided on that one. So when I started mixing it, I was like, what is this? Like,
Yeah.
I don't think this is right. So I muted them, but they were in the overheads. I couldn't get rid of them. So I did a lot of work, like just I had to
Trying to
re-record them
kill
all,
those.
like go into your
Yeah.
original file, re-record them all without that, and mix the whole song. And then still was listening back to the demo and was like, this still does not sound the same as the demo. So I went back into your session and found like a track that was hidden that had written on it the name of the kit.
Mm-hmm.
And I pulled that one up.
Man, that
And
guy
that
is
was the one.
organized. Isn't he organized these days? You got to hand it to that
Yeah,
guy.
pretty good. Pretty good.
So I tried to pull those into the session. And the problem is that I mixed the entire song around the drums that you had settled on when we did the rough mix.
God damn it, Brad.
So that's the drum kit you're going to hear in here. So if you decide you want to remix the song around another drum kit,
do it
we'll
your
have to redo
fucking
it.
self.
Did you get confused? Because which kit am I listening? Is it the Flexi kit?
Yeah, flexi kit.
Yeah,
That's
hand
the one.
claps.
That's the one that you mixed.
Yes.
The other one doesn't fit. Because I think what I was mostly disappointed in was like tom sounds and things like that. So, and
Anyway.
it might have been the claps and snaps.
The one that
too.
I used for the mix is the one that you picked when we were doing the rough mix, but I don't think it's the original one that you had used for your demo.
Yeah.
I'm also confused. You guys were drinking whiskey when you recorded this?
Yeah.
There's only one bottle of whiskey down here, and that's mine. I marked the level. Were you drinking my whiskey?
No, we
No, it
put
was a
water
different-
back in it.
Yeah.
Fuckers.
There was a
You
different
think we didn't go
whiskey
through
here.
high school? Like, we know how to do that.
Fucking establishment.
So anyway, that was a long-winded way to say
Might
these
be
aren't-
might
these
be
aren't
terrible.
the drums you're looking for, but
Well, maybe I'll love them.
you might. So here we go. Keep Her in the Ether mix version 1.
Don't take her home where it's safe. I
So Patrick noticed me fiddling with my headphones during that. Like, I had them on backwards, though the ears were flipped, and there's a very specific guitar during that solo.
You mean guitar?
That should be
That
on the right.
deep guitar should be on the right, and it was on the left. I was like, what's going on here? So
Fuck this up. I totally fucked it up.
it's like, were we listening to the right thing? What did you think?
More hand claps.
Need more flexi.
Need more flexi.
What did you think of it?
I thought it was really good. Was the tempo changed at all? Did you do anything to the tempo?
No.
Sounded faster than I remembered it from our last listen. Probably just the whiskey talking.
No, I've noticed that with this song. I always think about it being slower than it is. That's happened to me like 3 times. I'm like,
So because Brad asked you first what you thought, I feel like he has some critiques on the mix here.
No.
No.
Go ahead, Patrick.
The only thing that I thought was distracting actually isn't the mix. It's I don't even know how to describe it. It's the keyboard sort of modulating at the end of each verse. Just
That thing.
going into that.
Yeah.
It distracts me a little bit.
That was my only critique.
That's
And
loud.
No, it kind of drops out, and that was supposed to just be an addition to.
Okay.
You know?
I kind of accentuated
Pulled it
that.
back, yeah.
Mhm.
So I think that would be the only thing I wrote down that was negative in any way.
Yep.
Was small gap before the first guitar solo threw me off. And I think it's because you probably pulled some things back. You might want to put some stuff back into it. But that's I wanted it kind of to like plow through and have like a wow.
Yeah.
Also,
Where that modulation works really well is right before the solo. I can hear it coming back into that solo, sort of leading in. I still really like the song. It still feels really complete to me. The mix is great. I think the very staccato style drums comes through with the mix.
What did you think about the kit?
I liked it.
Yeah,
I liked
I
it.
like the
Yeah,
kit a lot.
the reason I was ever playing around with the kit
Mhm.
is because the drums sounded really like toms always sounded flat and really electronic, no matter what kit I was using. So I think you solved it with whatever you put on them or whatever you did. I don't know.
Okay.
I like the rhythm section a lot in this song.
So
it was good.
It's funny that I haven't heard this in a while because we're kind of delayed in our meeting up here to podcast again. So I ended up mixing this a few weeks ago and in preparation to record last week, which we didn't do. So we had like an extra week and I basically just kind of took it off.
I had a thing. I'm sorry, Wade.
So I didn't really work on the
fucking
podcast.
sorry.
You got him.
Jesus.
You got him a week off.
I
Yeah.
know.
So I had gotten all caught up. So I haven't listened to this mix in a while. I think it's a little hot, maybe.
Just
Overall,
a little. I was thinking about that too.
I didn't get that.
It's-
Actually,
I think
I don't know why my voice also went up. I didn't get that.
And maybe that's a case of I just need to pull the limiter down.
The
a
only
little
thing
bit.
I noticed that just kind of hit me sideways with some of this cymbals.
Yeah. Okay.
That was the only thing I noticed that might be hot. Everything else was pretty clean, pretty good, really good. I think the mix is really good, other than, like I said, just kind of pulling back on those wows. But
So I think for the show here, we're not going to revisit it again.
no, it'll
but
be
before
sitting for
we
you on the
load it
internet.
up to send off into the internet,
That's right. Everything
you
else
and I
is
maybe
great,
will sit down and
Yeah.
adjust, tweak a little things.
but everything else
couple
is
of
great.
things.
It's a really good mix.
Cool.
Yeah, great job, guys.
It's way better than. Obviously, I think it has to do with training.
It's good for a couple hours, right?
Well, but I just can't.
Pretty good for an hour.
Pretty good for an hour. I just can't. I don't know if it's a patience thing with me, but mixing and the like what you do versus what I give you, I don't see it in me.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Can you make this sound more like the Red Hot Chili Peppers Roller Coaster of Love cover?
Yeah. I just don't see it. So, but where you take them, awesome. So this song landed on its feet really well.
Yeah, I'm actually curious to hear this full episode mixed because in my mind that song was about half the tempo
No,
as it really
it's
is.
the same.
And I like it where it's at.
Yeah. I promise you, I do the same thing. So I'm like, every time I put it on, I'm like, oh, that thing kicks.
I wonder what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It moves along.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, all right. I think we will just tweak it a little
Yep. I
before
think
we
it's-
release it.
It's
And other than that, it's done.
98% ready
Cool.
to roll.
Well, that concludes another fine episode of Belonging Songs.
Another 45-minute episode.
Yeah, another long one.
Probably.
And let us know, BSers, do you prefer a longer episode? Sometimes we end up with a 15-minute episode and we're a little stressed out about it, and we do the bonus stuff because we want to try to bring you at least a half an hour. But, you know, if an hour is too long, let us know. We'd like to tailor this to the listener a little bit if we could. So send us a message, bs@belongingsongs.com. Check out our website, belongingsongs.com. There you can listen to the before and after versions of these songs. Also, these songs are going to be available anywhere you go to listen to your music online, Spotify, Apple Music, all that jazz.
Napster.
We are on Napster, actually. Also, Instagram is where we do our social media stuff. So there you can look at pictures of our dumb faces and other things we're doing throughout the week.
Bless your heart.
Yep. And please, 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 I don't want to beat this to death, but please, if you're enjoying the show, consider leaving us a review. It only takes a minute, and we would greatly appreciate it. So
it's the only way your parents are going to know about it.
Right.
and we know they just don't understand.
Yeah. They'll see us on Yelp.
Let the boy marry your grandma. Age difference. We need Tim. We need the Hurley boy.
Yeah, we'll get him.
Leave a review. Just leave a little review. No big deal.
Let the boy leave a review.
All right. Thank you so much. We'll see you again next week.
Wow.
Yeah, it's good. Boom, done. Next.